Last week when we was doing the song, My Way, did you have any questions, dear? This is a question and answer session, so yeah, I'm gonna go one by one. So I think Robert can unmute everybody, hopefully. Okay, so you guys can talk now. If you got your mic muted, you can unmute yourself. All right, and say something. Hi, Lone. I see your name, but I don't see your picture. Loretta, you hear me?
Loretta.
Any questions from last week's song? I hear you, I see your mouth moving, but you're not saying nothing. Try it again.
Take it off of mute.
I take it off of mute, Loretta. I see your little red line crossing your microphone there, so take it off of mute. I got you all unmuted on my end, so just take yours off of mute, Loretta. I know I see you.
She doesn't know how she's like me.
All right, are you?
How do I do that?
All right, if you're on your computer, if it's like mine, it's probably down at your left corner.
Right.
You should say microphone and camera. If you got an X across that little microphone icon, turn it off. Make sure the X is not there, and I'll be able to hear you. Okay, you got it? All right, we'll go to Bob. I thought I saw you there, Bob.
Yes, I'm here.
Bob, can you explain that to Loretta?
Other than it's in the lower left corner.
Lower left corner, if you're on your computer,
there's a
right.
picture of a microphone with a red slash across it, and you just click on it once.
Okay.
Just click on it once, and you should have it off. We all kind of learning this Zoom thing here.
Does everybody do the test?
There you go. You got it, Loretta. Can you hear me now, Loretta? Say something because...
Thank you.
All right. How about Bob? I'm going to start with you then, okay? Robert? Bob?
Okay, I'm good, Jerome. I don't have any questions for this operation. It sounded really good. I liked your arrangement.
Good. All right. Gary Veith?
Yeah. What do we use for this?
I can always count on Gary for a question, okay? Okay, Gary, I was using soft gospel.
Okay.
Everybody should have soft gospel. If you can't find it, under most of the organs, it's under the soft and easy button.
Yeah.
But I think maybe on the marquee and above, they might have put it under the gospel button. They changed a few of those around. But it's called soft gospel. If you don't see it when you push up soft and easy button, then go to your style setup in your screen and dial it up. It should say soft gospel, and all of those in alphabetical order. So if you can't find it,
Fantastic. Thank you.
okay. Mm-hmm. Now, Gary, I started out with just bass and drums.
Bass and drums. Okay.
Yeah, I started out with bass and drums. So that means I didn't have nothing on except for the bass and drums, and, of course, I played the medley the first time through. Sharon, I see you there. You got any questions on how to find it on yours? Because you got a grand marquee.
No, I'm fine.
You okay?
Yes.
Sharon Hanks?
Yes, I found soft gospel.
Oh, you found
I
it?
have.
You found it?
Yes, I have soft gospel.
Yeah,
Yes,
on Prestige, it says soft gospel, right?
Right.
Okay, great. I see Gary Koenig is on there. Good to see you, Gary, again. From Green Valley. Anybody else got a question on that bass and drums pattern? Now, I did get a... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I didn't really like the piano with the drums.
Okay, then that's your choice. What did you use?
I didn't use anything yet.
You just let it go, huh?
And I can't turn this thing off.
All you have
Oh,
to do is,
dear.
Gary, all you have to do is click your icon. Okay. But you can leave it on as long as you don't talk.
I'll put it on mute.
Okay, put it on mute. Okay. Now, she didn't like the piano. Another instrument that you can use is cello.
Oh, cello.
Try the cello, or try the oboe or the clarinet. It's going to be your choice. I don't write that. When I do these registrations, I don't do them. I know I'm not going to satisfy everybody, Sharon. Okay, that's not going to happen, and not in this century, and not in these times. But you have to make it a choice of yourself. What medley, what instrument you want to use for your medley? Okay.
Would you still play the drums with the cello?
If you don't want the cello, then do it with just the easy button.
No, but I mean, would you play the drum with the cello like you did
You
with
can.
the piano?
Yeah, you can. You can play the cello with the drums. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to put the microphone down. I hope you guys can hear me. And I'm going to choose the cello with the drums, okay?
Okay. Are you there?
Yeah, right here. See?
Okay.
Did you hear that, Sharon? Just raise your hand if you heard it, okay? Okay. Now, here's without the drums, all right? I'm going to do it with just the easy button. So what I did there, Sharon, to me, it sounded weird without having the left hand on right there and then and there, because I had the cello, but all I had was bass. So if I'm going to eliminate the drums, I'm going to add something in the left hand. What I did then was turn on the strings and the vocals, if you notice, because I had to have a chord that I can hear so that melody can flow through. I'm going to do it one more time without the left hand on, and then I'm going to turn the left hand on, okay? You hear the difference. if you're not going to use the drums there, you're going to probably have to put on something in the left hand. Wouldn't you think so? Because I added some, there you go. Okay, you got it. I see you waving your hand there, Sharon, so I think you got it, okay? Any other questions on that first part? Can you hear it? Can you hear the music pretty good? Yeah, hold the sheet music up. If you notice there on the screen, I hope you guys maybe have it or not. I forgot to switch that to another key, but it doesn't matter what key you play it in. It's still the same chord progressions, okay? I'm just doing it because now I don't have to read the music. I can just play it by ear. But it's the same chord progressions. And if you play it by ear in another key, just do it. I mean, you know, and just transpose your organ to the key of F, and it'll be fine. Okay? All right. Did you get a chance to print that out? Were they able to print that out, Robert? That sheet that you just did? Yeah, whoever asked for it. I don't think I got but one person who asked for it last week. So, okay, great. Okay, let's go to the second section of the song, which is preset 2. And I got this was the second time around. And did you fully get that registration on the second time around? Would you like to know? Raise your hand if you got a question. There you go, Sharon. I'm glad you're in the group here. Go ahead. Unmute Sharon and tell me. Okay.
I did. So on the top, I had written verse 2, strings or vocal, and did you just use piano?
For the second time around, now, what you got, strings and vocals, that's in the left hand.
Oh, left hand.
That's the left hand. I'm glad you asked that question. That was a very good question. On the top, I had society piano.
Okay.
But using the society piano, you got to get used to using your dynamic keying because it's kind of rough by itself. It kind of clinks by itself. And you don't want that clinking sound. You want to be able to control that piano sound with your fingering. In other words, you got to have a little softness and loudness in there with your finger touch. Otherwise, it stays the same volume all the way through, and it gives you kind of a clanking sound. And trust me, that kind of hurts the ears, hurts my ears. I want to be able to control the velocity of the piano because the piano, you know, a real piano, when you strike it hard, it's going to sound loud. If you strike it soft, it's going to sound soft. So that's one thing. If you don't have your dynamic keying on, or for people who got the marquee and the aria and the grandma key, it's called touch. Your touch button. Your touch button on the marquee and the grand marquee and the aria should be right about somewhere in here, okay? I'm sorry I don't have a marquee. One of these days I'm going to get to somebody else's house and they're going to fix me lunch. Okay? Now, for those who don't know where your dynamic keying is, for the most part, it's all the way over here where you see the harmony button. And if you got anything older than that, it's normally over here by the screen, by the here. If you got anything older than I think maybe a Prestige, it's kind of like right in here somewhere. But for the most part, if you got a double screen instrument, it's over on the right side. I'm listening. Go for it. Somebody
Yeah,
said
my,
something.
my dynamic keying is over there by the harmony.
Good,
on the
good. Yeah. When you get older than the Prestige, yes, that dynamic keying is in other places. And for some different models, it could be 3 different places, all right? But I know for anything that's, I think maybe all the way up to the Liberty is over on the right side. If you got a marquee, it's a black button that says touch. The only thing they did was change the verbiage there, okay? Dynamic keying versus touch. It's the same button. I'm glad they changed it to touch on the marquee because I'm used to the word touch. Universal on a lot of other brand names that I've played in the past, like the Roland, the Yamaha, the Technics. They all said touch control. Dynamic keying was something Larry came out with, and they kept it over the years, and I had to get used to it myself when I first started working for Larry, but I would used to ask Robert, what the heck was dynamic keying? I didn't even know what it was myself, because I was used to the word touch control or touch sensitivity, and I'm kind of glad they changed that to touch. All right, now that was the second verse. Let me stop here and make a little bit of a commercial. I did go out last week, and I ordered some headphones with the microphone thing built into it. We tried to get it to work a while ago, and we was missing one little part. It was another adapter we needed to hook up to the system here. But hopefully we'll have that squared away next week, so I don't have to do this, turn it off, turn it down. I can keep my eyes on you with the microphone right there in my, that comes around here, my headphones in. I'll be able to hear all you guys. We're working on that. We're definitely working on all the new technology. And you're also going to see we're going to have a faster internet. We're just waiting on Centrelink to hook us up. We've already ordered it, so you're going to be able not to see a lot of buffering in the video, so it won't be a lapsed time there. Okay, now the third verse. The first chorus, the first time, which is the repeated first time when you go into the chorus. And there were times I used to then da 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 da. Now that's a totally different. That's the variation I think Sharon was talking about. When I go to the chorus, which is the second page, I believe, Robert. Yeah, keep going. It would say the second in. What's the word? Let me just get the words here. I can't see it from this far. What does it say?
I'm
from
sure
the second beginning, from the second inning. What does it say? Yes, there were times. Yeah. Yes, there were times. That's the chorus. That's the first time chorus because it repeats it again. And I brought in registration 3 for that. And let's see what I put on with that, okay?
What was registration 1?
I'm sorry?
What was registration 1?
Registration 1, we just talked about at the beginning, Gary.
Are we doing soft gospel rhythm or style, or are we doing
soft gospel? If you wanted to use your way, you can. On the air arias, you got my way built in there, okay? And I believe you got it on the Liberty too. But we use soft gospel, Gary.
Okay.
And the first registration was what you like as a medley, piano.
Okay.
But Sharon said she didn't like the piano, so we gave her a cello. Okay? Now, there might be people who don't like the piano or the cello. You can use flugelhorn is a great instrument to use for this.
I got a quick question, Jerome. if I may.
Sure.
Okay, now if we want to review some of these videos, is there a way of identifying them so we can easily find them?
Let me get Robert, the specialist, on that part, okay?
Super, thank you.
Yes, the answer is yes, Gary.
Okay. Okay. Yes,
Is there another question? You just asked if there was a way to identify them. That was a yes
there
or
is
no. The answer is yes.
Well, that's half of it. Half
What's
of
the
an
other
answer.
question? How?
How do we find it?
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let Jerome finish his portion, and before we adjourn, I'll take you to the YouTube channel on screen here and show you how to navigate to that.
That's great. That's great.
Okay?
That's awesome. Now,
We can all
like-
use that.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So for some people, it's really easy to find, and some they just have difficulty. Because I know you asked that question before, and I think what you need to do is see what I'm telling you. I see in my head because I know it. So we'll do that when we're done here. So don't go too far because there's some things that we do on the YouTube channel. When I say we, it's me, and I tweak it from time to time. But I'm trying to make it so that you can find all this stuff. But anyway. Back to Jerome, and then before we're done, I'll screen share that with you. Okay?
That's a good question, Gary. And you make me feel like you guys are sitting right here.
Yeah, almost there.
Feels like a real class here, okay? Because Gary would have that question even in the real class. Only difference is I can't hit you.
Yeah, gotcha. That's fine. No, that's
All right. All right, now you got the first verse, right? The first verse is piano.
Yep.
We said piano and cello for Sharon and flugelhorn for anybody. If you want to play trombone on there, the Glenn Miller style, you can. It's your choice. I'm just giving you some ideas and a roadmap to go by. Of course, I do like the cello, Sharon. I do like the cello, and I like the flugelhorn too. But you can also use the English horn or the oboe. The English horn and the oboe are related because the English horn is just about, I think it's an alto instrument, so it's probably pitched about 3 different keys lower than the oboe, okay? But that's a good instrument to use. Even a Kenny G saxophone would work. It varies on your taste at the time you want to play the song. But I wouldn't start the song off with everything you got on the instrument first. You want to build from that rhythm. In other words, I would start without the genie and the orchestra plus on to any slow song like that because I want to build. And my way is a long song. It can be a really long song, especially on New Year's Eve. I give you a point on New Year's Eve, okay? Back during 9/11 when I was down in Daytona Beach, and I was playing piano bar, and they had the New York police, New York City police came down every year, and they partied like mad people. And that was one of their favorite New Year's Eve songs. Sometime I would play it for almost 15 or 20 minutes, so I had to come up with some ideas to play that song, okay? My way, because they love Frank Sinatra. Anything Frank Sinatra, they would love, or Elvis. So I had come up with ideas to play that song for a long, long time. And you don't want to play it the same. But if you're playing it 15 or 20 minutes, you're playing the same piano, then you're going to get bored with it yourself. But you want to bring out the solo artist first, like maybe Frank. And then you might want to come in next and bring in the Andrews sisters to sing along with Frank. And then at the end, you're probably going to get you a gospel choir down south and bring them in with the Andrews sisters and Frank Sinatra to give you a big final ending, okay? So that's the way I'm trying to get you guys how to do your own arrangements. You don't want to give your audience everything at once. You want to build your music. First time through, a solo instrument. The second time through, maybe a duet. Third time through, or you go into the chorus. You want to go with not a real strong for the chorus, because you're not going to end it then, because you're going to have to repeat that chorus again and then end it. I would probably bring in a 3-part harmony or 4-part harmony. And then the second time around, you want to bring in the whole orchestra, because they're sitting there not getting, you want to make sure they're getting paid for doing something. You even want to bring the cymbal guy in at the ending, because he needs a cymbal crash. I don't know whether you watched a part of Cheers. I love the show, but when Diane was sitting there and counting, and the cymbal player was counting out the measures until he had to play one part, okay? And she got him all messed up because she started counting numbers to 7. I thought it was a funny little part, but actually, cymbal players, they might have one part through the whole thing, and that's at the end of the show. So you want to bring everybody in. So if you want to put sound effects in there at the end, you can do that. So let me play the first verse and the ending, all right? I meant the I'm gonna bring in the chorus and the final ending. I hit the wrong button, but it worked. That was a Chariots of Fire ending on that, okay? I just cut my medley in half, and I made it work, okay? Okay, any questions? Raise your hand if you got some questions, because Robert is coming back in right now. And he's going to pick up the microphone. It's good to see all of you guys.
It's my Star Wars mask. We have a student here, so she's 10 feet away now, so. Okay, so, Gary.
Yes, sir. Robert?
I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
I'm starting on it. Okay, so what I'm going to do...
I have a question.
Sure. What's the question, Marilyn?
Hi. At the end, he stopped all of the rhythm and accompaniment. How did he do that?
The microphone.
Marilyn, there's a couple of ways you can do it. But the easiest way to do it is put your finger on the start and stop button. Okay. You see right there where it says start, stop?
Oh, that's, yeah, because,
You just hit it.
right, stop, start, right.
Now you also can,
Yeah.
you can also,
And do you have to hold it?
no, just tap it one time. It'll stop. And so
Okay.
when you put your hand back down on the keys again in the left hand,
Okay.
it starts back up. But you can always program that into a preset, but sometimes it's just as easy to just hit the button.
Okay.
You don't have to program. That's a lot of work.
And for
Yeah.
another lesson, you could actually program it
Yeah.
on a touch bar.
Yeah.
You can program it on a foot switch. You can do stuff like that if it's something you use.
That's advanced programming.
Not
That's
really.
too advanced right
It
now.
actually
Robert.
isn't that advanced. You touch feature
No,
and you
not really.
scroll to touch bar and that's it. But it's actually a lot easier. Than
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do is
Oh,
go
okay.
to my, I'm going to stay put, everybody. I'm going to screen share my internet so you could see I have, what you do is, what you want to do is go to, all right, so Sharon and Loretta, I see you on my screen right now. So can you see the YouTube channel? It says channel videos. Just a nod would do. Can you see that? Okay. Because I want to make sure you're all good. So Gary, all you do is you go to youtube.com/Fletcher Music Centers. Okay?
Okay.
And when you go there, and if you're ever wondering how to go there, I send a link in virtually every email you get. At the bottom, it says something about YouTube. If you click that link, it brings you right to this page.
Right.
Okay? Now, when you get to the page, it's going a little slow right now. Okay, so you're going to see this page is going to look like this. The most important one, well, they're all important, but playlist is the one that you want to go to, because what happens is as I upload the videos, what you're seeing here is the most recent ones that were uploaded. Not the date that they were recorded, it's when I uploaded it. Okay? But if you go to this playlist, you'll see that there's different playlists for everything. So, for example, our gal in the Villages has a class. She teaches quite a bit differently. I've been putting her recordings for her students in there. If you see, it's got one here. Okay, so 5026 Tucson. The number here, by the way, is our store number. But even if you didn't know that, you can pretty much tell what location, Tucson, Mesa, the Villages. Okay? So when tonight, this session is being recorded, I'm going to upload it and it's going to go into that playlist. You'll see here it says Virtual Variety Music Class Experience. That one there is the one that happens on Wednesday and Thursday. The Zoom musicals we do on Friday is here. If you can see my mouse moving around. Okay?
No.
Every now and then you might see something that says, do you see my mouse moving?
No, I've only got a strip it shows a white strip across. I wonder if I got something wrong here. Review Robert's screen, view options. Okay, I got a white strip. It starts the channel video, Fletcher Music, Newegg, something.
Yeah, I bet we all have that.
You do.
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
What do I do? There,
All right.
okay, now I see you.
Yeah, now
I
you see me. Let me go back and try this a different way then.
Okay.
Let me see. Give me a second.
I did not see playlists at all.
Yeah, I exit out of there. Let me do this. I'll do it again. All right. Let's try. I might have shared the wrong one. Okay, let me start over. Where are you guys? All right, so I'm going to screen share. Okay. Now what do you see? Do you see
I
this?
see the strip and some people on the right-hand side, including yourself. and myself.
Do you
Just
see
where
this?
you'd put in an address or something.
Do you see what I just clicked here?
Yeah, you got search.
Okay.
Search thing.
So let me see what happens when I do this. youtube.com/Fletcher Music Centers. I usually type faster, but I'm doing one-handed.
You're doing good.
Okay. Now, do you see on the screen YouTube?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's see if everything else comes up. Do you see a white screen on your?
Yes,
Okay. Do you see any videos on there?
we do.
Yeah. Where it
Okay.
says videos.
It's
All right.
Dawn's
So I'm going to move
virtual
my
class.
mouse. Do you see here it says Don's virtual class?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
You see Don's virtual class? Okay.
yes.
So, if you go to our YouTube channel page that I just told you, it'll bring you to this page. This right here is the most recent videos that I have uploaded.
Okay.
So if I recorded a class 2 weeks ago and I forgot and I uploaded it, it'll show up. It's not when it was recorded, it's when I uploaded it, okay? This playlist, you see that there? Okay, I'm
What?
going to click on it.
Oh, yes.
And then you're going to see this. Now, do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so this is, so far, this store has been, Dawn has been teaching, she's got a different teaching style. And she
Right.
puts all, and I've been putting the videos in there. Mesa just did a Song of the Month. This is the Tucson one. The store number is this, it's kind of an internal thing, but you can tell because it says Tucson, Mesa, the villages.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Now, the one that we do every Wednesday and Thursday is in this one right here.
Okay.
Virtual variety music class.
All right.
The Zoom musicals. So if I click on Zoom musical, oops, let me back up. You want to click on not the title, but the playlist. If you click on the title, it'll, hold on. This thing wants to start.
Okay. It says view full
Hold on.
playlist.
Hold on, sorry. Let me bring it back where I was.
There's Sean. Okay.
Sorry. Give me a second. Sorry, I accidentally clicked on the video. Hold on. Okay, let me screen share that again. Where did it go? Okay. Okay. So, let me go back to the playlist. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, see here it says Zoom Musical Live. If I click on that, that'll give me whatever that video is. What you want to do is click Full Playlist.
Uh-huh.
Now watch. Now you're going to see all the Zoom musicals
Okay.
that I've recorded. Okay?
Wow.
Now, here's the weekly. If I go to the virtual music class experience, go playlist, you're going to see all of the sessions, and they're numbered. And there's nothing, it doesn't matter if you go in order or not. They're just numbered so you identify which one is different. See?
But you have to know what that number represents, right?
Sort of, not really. You'll know when you, sometimes I put a little description in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so watch. If I click on this one here,
What's the date?
it's going to start playing, but you'll see it might have a little description somewhere. See right here?
Yeah. What's this date, Thursday, 4/16? Is that update or is that?
That's when it was recorded. Yeah,
Oh, it was when it was recorded. Okay.
yeah. They're all dated too, but you see there's a description. Fletcher Music Center's
Yep.
experience, song setup. So they have descriptions in all of those,
Okay. Cool.
and they tell you what each one is. The dates is when it happened.
Does it
Not
show
when it was
the,
uploaded, it's when it was recorded.
Does it show the artist's name?
Sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes.
You just got to click on and see who's doing it. They're all good. The point is you have to go into our thing, go to the playlist, and then look at each playlist, and you'll see different things.
Okay.
That'll
Sounds
keep
really
you
good.
busy.
Yeah. Amen.
All right.
Yes,
Is that
indeed.
helpful? A little more
Yeah,
helpful?
thanks a lot, Robert. Yeah,
All
it
right.
really is.
And keep in mind, as the other stores are doing their classes, and they're each store starting to get going, they're going to each have their own thing, and they're going to have different stuff you can do. So they're doing stuff that's a little more localized for their customers, so they can meet with their students and kind of create that same feel. But we're trying to expand the idea of doing it across the board and still keeping the things local at the same time and then mixing it up. So you get to experience it in many different aspects. And to keep in mind too, from time to time you may see something that says private video has been rude or some. I'm going to do that from time to time. There's a reason for that. Is because if we put all this stuff out there in the world, people that have never been a Fletcher Music Club member, they're going to get to see it. They have no reason to join our classes or become a member.
Right.
So you want to come to as many classes as you can. So some of the videos, you'll see that some videos I make private. They're there, and then sometimes I take them off of that. And I do that for a reason. So anyway, that's all I have. Jerome?
Okay, thank you.
Say goodbye to Jerome.
Hi, Jerome.
Now, Jerome,
Jerome, thanks, Jerome. Appreciate it.
I think Jerome did one thing wrong today.
Uh-oh.
He didn't play a damn song. He talked. Play. No, don't play that song. Play something else. No singing. Just play. Because I don't want to have to hold a microphone for him. All right, so here we go. Command, Shift, and pick a song, pick a style, pick something. Make it a fast song because I got a dentist appointment. I got to get my flipper checked out.
All of a sudden it got cool in here.
All right, looks like he's going to
He's
do
gonna
some
get the pizza
he's
all
going to
ready.
do some disco. Here we go, folks. I see a bunch of people applauding, but you should need to turn your mute off and then applaud. Yeah, let's do it. Ready? Look at all those happy faces there. Big round of applause, everybody. Big round of applause. They can't hear you without the microphone. Say goodbye.
We'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen, or before then. All right?
Bye.
Keep watching your emails for all of the events.
All right.